Hi, my name is Laurent, and today I want us to talk about 360, the leadership circle profile, as part of our larger coaching engagement. There are many ways to use 360s, and let me anchor a focus on one specifically. The key, I think, in how we're using 360 at Authentic Choices is when the ground for receiving feedback is ready. Because we can talk about the instrument and the tool, and that's very interesting. But what's even more interesting is how much work we would have already done together. What's your motivation? What's your pain point? What are your challenges? What are the things blocking you, preventing you from achieving and accomplishing what you want to accomplish in an environment which seems to be more and more complex at this juncture of your life? Whether it's a big job transition, a life transition, it's an economic, it's a geopolitical, whatever big transition or interactions are generating this conversation or this string of conversation, which are designed to support you to transition or to cross sort of a developmental maturity threshold to enable you to help you to articulate your behavior, whether it's your thinking patterns or your energy in your relationship frameworks with people. At some point in the program, we identify that it's a good time to collect data from your key stakeholders, whether it's your boss, your boss's boss, your peers, your direct. We recognize the key people in sort of your constellation, in sort of your world, if you will, to help you recognize, because that's what it's about, the impact you have on people. We ask them through an algorithm designed by incorporating various framework to sort of help you see what is it that motivates my behavior when I am with John, Pamela, Andrea, Francois, whatever the person. What is going on in this relationship which generates that behavior? And this relationship is not one on one, it's you and a group of people, you in a band of hierarchy. How are you getting along with your seniors, with your peers, with this type of peers, with this type of seniors, with this type of direct reports, with this type of other stakeholders? We try to work on this to help these people tell us through the answer they give to the question we will ask them. Is this person trying to create safety for themselves by controlling their environment, by bulldozers through their intellectual strengths and capacity to create a distance, to create safety? Or are they sort of tag along to get along? Are they trying to be nice and pleasing and all these things? Do they feel safe enough within themselves to courageously show up and stand up for what matters, meetings and in interactions at the right time, considering the bigger picture, the systemic dimension? Are they able to get things done and show that they can get things done so that they generate and attract more energy, more motivation, more support for the various part of the system and organization they decide to support? How are they supporting their team, and how are they working on the relational dimension, the relational links or ropes, connection with people and groups of people based on who they are and as they are, so that they can generate and favor and get the energy to move on to create together. A lot of things to look at, a lot of data to look at together at a time where there is space for it, and leverage this information to continue working and to deal with this information as data, not as anything else. So that your emotional ground, the reflective process is already on the way, and we can engage in what is actually systemic work. We engage in this systemic work together using this process so that you can decide and observe the gap between the way you assess yourself and the way your context is assessing you within the context this member of context believe you are in. Because of course, the value of the feedback is interesting for what we observe, but is also telling us so much about who we are interacting with and what we believe those people were thinking when they were spending time with us. It's a rich process. It's a challenging process. It requires maturity. It requires experience so that we can decipher, unpack the information, and be with the comfort and discomfort that generates. Observe how you respond when you receive the information. That's another source of information for us. And the practice we're going to develop to help you recalibrate the way you engage with your environment. I think it's a fascinating process. I've been working with people using this instrument for more than 10 years now. So at the beginning, really, in Asia, in Europe, with diverse type of organization. And every time there is so much learning about the diversity and their way engaging with diverse people, our life trajectory and what it tells us about how we sometimes over-index on things we're already extremely good at, or over-index on things we keep fighting with, and how much we leave on the table by not spending the time to engage with people as we are, with them as they are, nothing else. It's also telling us so much about where did we learn? Where did you learn to behave the way you do in this type of circumstances? Who was your role model? How did you duplicate? How did you go against a model which generated comfort, discomfort, many sort of emotions and feelings, which sort of created the way you engage with your direct report, with your peers, with your client, with your stakeholder, with your boss, whether they're a man, a woman, whether they're elder in among their siblings, whether all of these things within the family dynamics are playing out in organization. And therefore, we're learning where we learn to play the various strategies which we use to really feel safe and valued in our early environment, and how that is showing up at the workplace until we see what's driving our behavior. Our work together is to remove a little bit of the noise so that we can see and observe the patterns at play, the patterns driving and guiding the narrator of your life, the story of your life across our systems, whether it's our thinking, our feeling, our sensing, our intuiting, in the way we choose, the way we engage with people. And I think by now you got the drift. And therefore, I'm looking forward to be in a conversation with you.